Behind you, Kevin, you were just telling us in your villa about the work you made and collected in Africa, in Mali.
Yes.
Here's some images of your stay. Who are we seeing here?
This here is King Solo, who I've just been talking about, and in this clip he's actually explaining the ideograms, the power of them, when they should be used, how they should be used, what colours should go with each ideogram, and here he's just giving lots and lots of information.
Ideogram, to me it sounds always like a kind of 21st century word, but it's actually a centuries old notion.
It's a very old word, and it's a very old form of communication, not dissimilar to the hieroglyphs.
Right.
It's very simple, but within the very simple symbols, a great deal of information can be communicated. And for the survival of different tribes, the ideograms were extremely important. Also within spirituality and different religious contexts, the ideograms were very important.
I've always wondered about, we've talked about it before, you made the trip to Mali. Your ancestors are obviously somewhere from Africa, but you never discovered, it's impossible to discover where they came from exactly.
No, I'm 45 and I don't have much time. So, and that to find that would be a lifetime to do that.
But these, I'm also asking it because the ideograms mean something to different tribes, in different cultures of Africa.
Yeah, different countries within the continent use ideograms. They're different, but when you make comparisons, you see that they're actually quite similar, and therefore you can see how easily they'd be used as communication.
So you understand, I mean, the meaning of the ideograms that King Solo taught you fit to the work you're making today.
I understand the ideograms that I've used for my work, but I couldn't say that I understand all ideograms because there's just so many. But I'm on that journey to learn more.
Your journey took us here, to Tolhuistuin.
Yes.
You started working immediately, and we became to admire your, not just your work, but your work ethic and the vision behind it.
Yes.
Tell us about the period you worked here, the steps you took before the installation was final.
Well, as I mentioned previously, I already arrived from my residency with an idea to create Strange Fruit here. But then when I spoke to you about my proposal, I then realized that the context of the song Strange Fruit actually matched with the context of the history of the park, in as much that the park was used, once used, as a gallows and to display public hangings. So after I found out that information, I then went to research that and found out that Rembrandt had actually done a painting about the hangings here in this park. And then I was trying to work out how I could stay true to my original context of the working with the song Strange Fruit, and then actually tie it into the context, the historical context of the park. And then after that I then started to work, and thankfully I was able to work with an excellent artist, Ellen at NDSM, and I produced the sculptures, and they were fired and glazed at NDSM.
And Ellen is here with us too.
Yes, somewhere. Yes.
Because this place here was originally known, as many people know, as the Galgenveld. Did you learn how to pronounce that word in the meantime? No. You worked on everything except for that, huh?
No, but feel free to repeat it. Sorry? No, they're not. But actually, raku firing, I think they would look really good with raku. Yes, definitely. But I don't think you wanted me to do any outdoor fires.
You need it perfect.
Yes.
And you did take your work a step further technically as well, because you've been doing things that you haven't done before.
Yeah, I think one of the primary things that anyone has to do when on a residency is not only make the most of the funding and the facilities, but it's a time to challenge yourself, push the boundaries, and do something that you perhaps haven't done before. So whilst I was here, I'm still working with clay, still making more heads, but I've actually changed the scale of what I make and also introduced glazing to the, you know, the decorative side of my work. And also I feel after Mali, rather than just dealing with the surface of a sculpture, you need to think about the power inside the sculpture, and then the viewer will actually get that if that's how you're viewing it in the first place. So that totally changed my work.
People tell me that when you're working all on your own in the studio with the heads you make, you speak to them.
Oh, goodness.
What are you talking about?
That's private. No. My work is my therapy. All of the bad stuff, and now the good stuff, goes into the clay. So when people like yourselves aren't listening, yeah, talk to them. Yeah.
Because they come alive, of course, under your hands. They
Now you're being funny.
no. They have characters of their own. Maybe you even give them names.
Yeah, I'll be serious now because I should be serious. The sculptures, and this is what I learned when I was talking to King Solo and Ibrahim and the other artists, they do have a power and they do have a connection, and it is my way of getting in touch with my ancestors and gaining strength. And my sculptures, when they look back at me, give me that strength, and when they're placed on the ground, it's as if the ancestors are there. That's how I feel. And so it's almost like a trance-like experience when I'm working, because I have their support, or I feel I have their support. Yeah.
You're making us so curious to watch. I'm looking at Sedemi, we're still looking for a few minutes time. You've been talking a lot about the Mali experience and how that influenced your work. How did the stay here influence? Did you notice things about Amsterdam North, about the Tolhuistuin that also returned in the work you did?
I would say that I've really been inspired by working in the park. It's been a pleasure living and working here in Amsterdam North, but more than that, coming to Amsterdam North straight after Mali and having the apartment there and having the park on my own in the week actually gave me time to actually reflect on the journey that I'd made in Mali, because it was a pretty tough journey with a very positive outcome. And so here, just being on my own most of the time actually enabled me to pass that through into the work.
And how are you gonna continue after this? How are you gonna take the experience with you into new chapters of your work?
Bronze.
Bronze?
Bronze.
Yeah.
It's got to be bronze.
Yeah.
Yes.
No more clay?
Oh no, clay will always be my catharsis. But now, if I want to get my work and the messages through my work, I need to go into the public arena. And as you can see, the clay pieces are strong, but if you kick them, they're not so strong. So really, bronze is where I need to go now.
Because you actually want people to kick your work, isn't it?
Well, yes. But I really want to go for bronze, and it's a classical medium, and as a black artist, I want some of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got to be bronze next.
What is that? You want, as a black artist, you want to appropriate the classical medium of bronze?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well,
It's yours as well.
It's mine as well, but I think when an artist works in bronze, there's a respect that comes with working with that medium, and I've actually seen that recently by talking and working with Nelson, who is a local artist here. His bronze works, I see the same power that I see in my clay. I see 10 times over in his bronze pieces, and he's kind of inspired me since I've been here to take that step, and we're already kind of putting things in place so that I can work in bronze, and I'm just eager to see how it's going to transfer from clay to bronze, and something tells me the outcome might be good. Yeah.
The heads will remain though. you will remain an artist of faces and heads.
Yeah, because I've only just started. There's so much more. I mean, look at all of us here, and we're just a fraction.
Yeah.
So I can just keep running and running with heads. Yes. That sounded terrible, but you know.
No? That sounds good. I think we're ready to move. If you will follow us, follow Kevin, we'll take you to the installation Strange Fruit.